Me, 43M, with my wife, 21F, 20 years. I did something stupid at the start of our relationship and never said a word. Edit, title should be 41F, not 21. Yes, I'm a cheater and I don't quite know how to handle this situation now. I feel I have to own up, but I'm not sure how after all this time. I left my own country and came to a city in hers with a job offer in 1999, not speaking a word of her language. She spoke English just fine. We originally met in my country when she was on holiday. The city I was in was far away from hers and we were in a long-distance relationship for 2 years, seeing each other perhaps every month. It wasn't the best situation, but we made it work until I did something stupid on New Year's Day 2000. There was a huge expat party I attended. I was being flirty with a girl, not expecting it to go anywhere, and, well, it went somewhere. I woke the next day with her in my bed and felt like poop. I felt I had to tell my girlfriend I had betrayed her. It was completely my fault and I'm not trying to absolve myself of that. I started packing, started deciding what I was going to say and how I didn't really want to be in this country any longer because it made me do things I would never have done at home. I felt lonely and tired and trapped. However, she called me up the day after and told me her mother was having a cancer scare. She had to go to her hometown right away and needed me with her for this. I agreed, thinking we would talk at some point once this scare was over. Well, days turned into weeks and weeks turned into months. I stopped drinking entirely. My last drink was in 2000, was much more self-aware around people. I learnt the language, made some local friends, dropped my old friends who were there for the easy money, and my wife helped me through everything. She kept saying how she thought it may not work at the beginning, but she saw this change in me, wasn't sure where it came from but was more in love with me than ever. So I buried it at the bottom of my soul for 20 years and haven't given it much thought until recently, because otherwise the guilt would delete me, which it now is. I want to tell her, but I have no idea where to even start. I even asked her if she'd want to know if I did anything and she told me no. See, the culture here is all about face, and losing it or causing someone to lose it is a huge no. I know her family would pressure her to stay with me after I told her, even if she didn't want to. I also know I've robbed 20 years of life from my beautiful wife and never revealed what a bastard I could be. Too long, didn't read, I cheated, want to come clean.
Hey guys, please like, comment, and subscribe. It would really help me out, thanks.
This is going to go against the current stream advice that /r/relationship doles out, but you need to eat this. It's been 20 years and you've carried the guilt for that long. You do not get to absolve your guilt for the poopy thing you did. If everything else is good in your relationship, then just keep this from her. This was the one mistake you made, right? I'm not saying it's okay, because it's not, but you're looking to unload it on her for your own selfish reasons, to absolve your guilt. I'm suspecting that you have been tested for STDs and all that. Delete this post, never tell her. I think my 31/F fiancé is cheating on me 32/M. I strongly suspect now and I'm horrified of the implications. We're getting married in September, I have a daughter with her. I don't know what I'll do without her. I've been dating her since my final year of college. We have a child together a few years back and moved in together. I wanted to marry her when the time was right. I started suspecting she was cheating when left her phone with me on accident. I was prepping to bring it back to her when I saw a text from a guy named Rob. I thought it was strange as I know all her friends and I know of nobody named Rob. I didn't snoop. A couple hours later she gets a call from Rob. Twice he calls. I shrug this off and don't press the issue. I don't snoop. Well, last Friday I was home with my daughter. I was off for the day and going to surprise her at work with lunch. I head towards her workplace and find out she never showed up. Panic begins to set in and I call her phone. No answer. I start thinking the worst has happened. I stop off at the store to get some fresh diapers and across the street who do I see? My fiancé with another man. Alarms went off. 1. She's supposed to be at work. 2. Who the hell is this dude she's dressed up for and looks like she's on a date? 3. Why is she with him at our favorite restaurant to go on dates? The same place I proposed to her. I'm in my car and can see her laughing and chatting. I want to do a test. I call her cell and she picks up and rushes towards a better location. She picks up the phone and seems agitated. She doesn't seem to want to chat and says she's really busy and can't talk. I tell her I made her lunch, but she says she already is going to get something at work and she's really busy and will be out late. She heads back. I leave feeling rejected. I didn't confront her that night. I couldn't bear to do so. But I know something's going on now. My friend said she saw her with another guy holding hands. She asked me about that. Also, I've noticed how she doesn't get into our RPs anymore or want to have romance. She always has an excuse. She's been cold to me lately. But then when I mention the wedding she gets happy and excited. I can't figure out why she's having such bizarre mood swings. Why? Why would she do so? Our romance life could be better, sure, but I got a new promotion and a nice pay raise with it. We have a family now. We're talking about moving into a home and maybe even having another child. Her career is growing too. Life is excellent for us. Why? Why would she do this to me? What reason could she have? Too long, didn't read. Fiancé may be cheating on me or I may be paranoid. Dude, you need to call off the wedding to start with. You already know she's cheating. It's not a suspicion, you just have to accept it. There are 10,000 reasons why people cheat, only she can provide the one that fits her. At the end, you have to decide if you want to stay with her or not, under what conditions, and talk to her about boundaries and to see if she's willing to work this out. My guess is that she probably wants the wedding but not the marriage. I am surprised nobody has questioned yet if the kid is actually his. This should be higher. Cancel the marriage and get a paternity test. Sorry you are going through this. OP, she sounds like a poopy person. Doesn't even matter. He's on the birth certificate. Courts will order child support be paid even with a false paternity test. The issue is what's in the best interest of the child. Unless someone else adopts the child. I think my husband is up to something. I, F39, cannot figure out what the hell is going on with my husband, M40. We have been together for 20 years, married for 15, we have a nice life together, we get along well, we have romance probably at least 5 times a week. We have good jobs, make pretty decent money, own a house, yada yada. About 2 months ago my what the hell is this nonsense alarm started going off. My husband works in the financial industry, he works in an office full of men mostly, but they hired 4 women about 2 months ago. None of these women are particularly attractive, however, one of the women he immediately started talking about. He would just mention her in passing, nothing that I was worried about until one day he had to go speak with her about something office related, and this is when he started acting really weird. He mentions to me that he had to have a meeting with one of the new girls. I forget what her name is. This is red flag number 1 because this man has never forgotten anyone's name. Ever. Over the next 2 weeks he brings her up a few times when he is talking about work, but he always says something like the girl at my office. I think her name is Becky. In my head I'm thinking, you know her damn name, stop acting like you don't. I am a firm believer that people, especially men, will tell half-truths when they are doing something they shouldn't be, and this is why he tells me about having to deal with her, but pretends he can't remember her name. Truthfully, I feel like he is either cheating on me, or trying to figure a way to cheat. Here are the reasons I think this. 1. Aside from the name thing I mentioned above, he suddenly got very interested in one specific romantic thing that he was never interested in before, and by very interested, I mean it's all he talked about. 2. He has a phone for work, his boss provides iPhones for all the employees, and one day, out of the blue he says, I got a weird message on my work phone today. It was from some woman telling me she wanted something, and that was the end of the conversation. He changed the subject. This again, goes along with my theory that half-truths are being told. 3. We carpool together because we live very far away from the town we both work in. It's actually a different state, right across the border. One day when I was pulling up to get him I was a little early, and I could swear that I watched him and one of the women walk away from her car and around to the front of the office. I was so completely caught off guard that I didn't really register what I was seeing, and truthfully, I would not swear that it was him. I just thought, wait, did I just see that? 4. I have caught him without his wedding ring at least 3 times in the last 2 weeks. 5. This morning I was dropping him off, Becky pulls in behind us, gets out of her car and glares at me, waits until I start to turn my head and does this little wave thing to my husband. All of this combined with the fact that I just have this feeling in my gut that something is going on, and I am about to flip out. I keep trying to bring this up with him and he gets mad, like so mad that he will not even talk to me about any of it, and accuses me of just trying to start crap. Tell me Reddit if I am just crazy, please. Too long didn't read. I think he's cheating, he tells me I'm nuts. Help. ETA, you have all been super helpful and amazing, and I really appreciate it so much. I have read all the comments. If I didn't respond to you, please know that I appreciate your insight. I will update as soon as I have some final answers, either from him or from I think her name is Becky. Edit part. Everyone keeps asking if Becky is it, knows that he is married. I would assume that she does, because he does wear a ring. However, a few weeks ago, right after I brought this all up with him, he was really mad enough that he went to work and called me from his office, yelling at me and saying some really poopy things. He made no effort to hide our conversation from all of his co-workers, which was incredibly poopy of him. Becky sounds really interesting. Let's get dinner with her and her BF on Saturday. It will probably never happen, but if you do get a chance to meet her, watch their interactions. And be sure to be nice but firm with her, so she feels like a petty, classless piece of poop for giving you that glare. He probably doesn't want you two to meet, though.